Okay, about a month ago, I caught a swarm from one of my hives right there in that tree. A month later, they're back. Looks like Queen Galadriel's about to swarm. That's what it looks like. It's her hive. I only hope we look up and it's close, but it definitely looks like it's her hive. It looks like Queen Galadriel is swarming again. I just got her in a box and it just must be too full again. I don't know that there's anything I can do to stop it. I am going to see if I can find her and see if I can't put a queen excluder in that box. Just have to see. All right, let's talk about what's going on here. Earlier when I came down here, this brown hive was in the middle of swarming. So you're actually going to see a swarm happening. They came out of this hive. That was actually a swarm hive, swarm colony. And what they have done is, I guess they just got too big too fast. They have swarmed right back to the tree that they originally were at. All right, it looks to me like they are moving again. So I really can't do anything till I see where they go. There she is. Okay, so what they have done is they are still over by this tree. I don't know if you can see. They are lower down. That is where the swarm has moved to. Now, Queen Galadriel is in there. She is a marked queen. So I'm just going to hope I can clear out and find her and get her back in the box. All right, a couple of ways I can go about this. I think what I'm going to do is set a box there. And then I may cut these branches so it'll just fall right in that box. And I'm going to use a deep box this time. All right. They should be able to drop right in that. Just in case she's on this little stick, plate in front. Biggest challenge is with these briars, doing it without it sticking to everything or catching you. Hoping I might see my queen. So many bees, but she is marked, so at some point hopefully we'll be able to see if she got in the box or not. I'm not 100% sure why they gathered there, but I want you to look at my pants leg. Now what I've got to be careful is make sure that the queen didn't end up there. Okay, I've been able to pull the box out some. It looks to me like we've gotten, you know, all but, I don't know, it looks like me back there, maybe 15 or 20 bees back there. But it looks to me like almost all the bees are in the hive. I'm going to let them calm down, and then I'm going to move them over to my apiary. Now, to give you an idea, that is the apiary. So that's where they came from, and that's where they're going back to. Okay, it's starting to sprinkle. I'm going to try to get this lid on it and then move it over to the apiary. I would normally want them to calm down some, and this happened so fast. I don't have my smoker down here or anything. Normally I'd like to wait a little bit. Now I have a queen excluder on, which means, assuming that I got the queen down in there, she can't get out except through that hole. Once I put the lid on, she can't go out the front. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to move this box over to the apiary. Okay, we've caught the swarm again. This is the second time I've caught this swarm from my hives. They swarmed about 45 minutes ago. We caught them and brought them back. Okay, this is where I just put the swarm that I just recaught. It's the second time this queen has swarmed. But what I've done is I have one more hive that has these deep boxes on them, and I pulled a frame that is combed out. It even has some bee bread in it, and I'm going to put it in this swarm hive, and the hope is it allows her to start laying right away and will discourage them from leaving. Moving them off of there so they don't get hurt. And I'll put this lid back on. There's bee space in the middle. So as long as they don't get caught on this outer edge, it won't smash them if they're out in the middle. There's a space inside those inner covers that's about the little bigger, about the width of a bee, a little bigger than the width of a bee. All right, let's talk about what's happened. I would guess 5 weeks ago, there were 2 hives here. Now we have 6, and what has happened is originally this hive swarmed. We were able to capture that queen, and she was put in this hive. She swarmed again today. We were able to capture her again, and now she is in this hive. So in the meantime, this hive is a split from this hive, and these 2 hives I then split as well. So currently there are 6 hives here. 4 of them have queens. Queen Galadriel is in this hive. This hive is raising a queen. This hive is raising a queen. This hive has Queen Olivin. This hive has Queen Hippolyta. And this hive has Queen Elizabeth. A year ago, I only had 1 hive, and that hive, and it's actually in this box, was the queen that I've caught twice by swarming. So the other 3 queens and the other 4 hives all came from that same queen. So I put the new swarm group in this box here. What I will do next is this box is still pretty full, so I'm going to add another medium box on top of this just so they don't swarm again. After a couple of days, I will take my queen excluder out of this box so that it's a little easier for them to move in and out of the hive. The the worker bees can get in and out when there's a queen excluder. I put it on the bottom. So they can go through the bottom and out the front door. But it is not wide enough for a queen to go through it because she has a wider abdomen. So it encourages her to stay in the hive. And I pulled a frame from one of my only other hive that has these big boxes or deep boxes. I pulled a frame out of that's already combed out, already has some bee bread and some honey in it. Now they will store up honey before they swarm, so they've got honey, but it immediately gave them a frame that she could actually start laying on and that they could eat and start storing honey in if they want to. In the meantime, I will put a sugar feeder on them, and that will help them further as they're trying to add wax to the frames on those, to the foundation on those frames and comb them out, as we say. In other words, what they're doing is creating the cells in which they will put young bees and honey and pollen, etc. So thank you for joining us today for the swarm that didn't get away.